Welcome back everybody to this two-game series between Team Ice and Burster. It is Join Dota League season number 5, of course. Man, can't believe it's already season 5, to be honest. Have casted every single season so far and have not been disappointed for sure, but here we are, game number 2. We're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher once again, joined by Mr. Blackadder. Do you think we're gonna see a different outcome for this game?
I don't know. It's all going to come down to the drafts, in all honesty. We saw Burster's lineup. It was good. They didn't really have the timings needed, really, to gain the advantage in the game. But, of course, a game-by-game basis, I reckon Bursters could take a game off ice. But a lot of it will come down to the draft. And this time we're going to see a ban out on that axe, so there'll be no big red man here.
Yeah, Burster of course themselves ran the axe I believe in the first game, but just were unable to or claim a fast enough blink dagger, so didn't really have the desired effect. Also, Link ends to block the culling blade as well. He did get I think it was really only one fight where he got a double culling blade, but that was really his best moment in the game.
Yeah, they shut down the axe very well. They delayed the blink dagger long enough, and he went for a vitality booster before finishing the blink, which set it back even further. Now, when the axe is behind that far, the axe doesn't pay off. The earlier the axe gets his blink, the bigger the impact we can have from the axe is. And axe is just one of those heroes that needs to be in the fights as soon as humanly possible. It's like a clockwork. As soon as you get level 6, or a bounty hunter, as soon as you get level 6, you're hunting for kills, you're there, you're fighting. The same applies to Axe, and if Axe does not get a good start, well, it's poor for him.
Yeah, I mean, definitely so, but Burster, do they have a disconnect or something, or is it really that difficult to go for? Nevermind, nobody has disconnected, so was just a hard choice. Going to be a Vengeful Spirit. To be honest, Vengeful Spirit is even first pick material for a lot of teams, but not too sure. I think maybe a Chugger ban would have been a little bit more worthwhile. We'll see though. Chugger, I believe, was it completely ignored? No, I
No,
think
it was
banned.
first banned.
Oh
It
yeah.
was first ban in game 1.
Okay,
I
for a second I was like, what? That didn't happen. But Troll was ignored then, right?
was banned second phase.
God damn.
I like the fact here that Bursters did not ban the jug themselves. This forces the burden onto Ice to ban it, otherwise Ice have to fight it, because it's first pick worthy, we all know that. It means that Bursters can use their ban on something else. And in this case, they're going to ban the Nortrum again. They really do hate this silencer.
Sure, looks like it. I mean, like you mentioned already in the game 1 draft, definitely can screw over the entire team fight. But I think, to be honest, Ice themselves played the Tidehunter, for example. And all in all, if you want to play, or let's put it like that, the more Blink Dagger heroes you plan to pick up, the better an Aghanim Scepter Silencer would be against that lineup.
Yes,
So,
I'll agree to that.
it's just, not only does it stop you from casting spells, but it's just the fact that it's going to disable your Blink Dagger when you get that Curse of the Silent on you. I think that's one of, maybe slightly bigger than just getting silenced even in some cases, but we'll see what Team Ice want to go for. Tidehunter once again available if they want to go for that one. But Juggernaut, the first pick for Burster, can't say it's just shocking.
No, we expected this, and I was going to turn around a second ago and say Tidehunter Lion. There's your Tide. Do we get the Lion as well to make my predictions accurate again? Lion, very good against the Jug. Instant Hex can just lock that Jug down, and you need instant CCs. Instead, we're going to go with the Scarif Mage. Instant Silence, sort of the same boat, has a good amount of magical damage. Problem is, can you really run the Skywrath up against the Juggernaut reliably?
I have seen Scarif Mage, and that was the hero I was thinking about together with the Tide against the Juggernaut. Ancient Seal completely screws over the Chugger. I've seen it so many times. Chugger runs in, wants the Oni Slash, gets Ancient Sealed, gets wrecked. Of course, it's always going to be different as Bursterman, Crystal Maiden, Juggernaut. We've gone pop combo style.
I wouldn't say pub combo style. I would say classic Dota 1 we've gone. This is probably the oldest combo in the book, other than Sven Lina. This combo has been there since pretty much the beginning of Dota. It's good to see a classic come back. Also, you think about it, Jug tends to be very mana reliant. Crystal Maiden, the aura, very nice to deal with this, and could open up for some more of the mana greedy picks in this raid, actually. And I would be very much for that. But ban out on the Bristleback, ban out on that Lycan. If I were Bursters right now, what would I think about banning? Combined with a Skyrath Mage against a Crystal Maiden, I think an Earthshaker ban could work out quite well here.
Earthshaker definitely wouldn't be too bad. It also just the Fisher can serve as a complete block for the Juggernaut. Yes, you might not get stunned by it when you're Blade Fury, but it can still block you off completely if placed correctly. So might have been a worthwhile ban or might be a nice pick for Ice to go for. They do ban out a Medusa instead. For Ice though, we'll see, maybe they want to go for more like magic, although Zeus, a pretty squishy hero otherwise, but lots of damage, Ravage for the AoE lockdown, Thunder God's Wrath, Lightning Bolts to follow, just massive burst, and with the Ancient Seal of course, that burst would be amplified by a hell of a lot. Not too many teams like a Zeus in general though. So
No.
Ice, maybe something like a Puck, just Blink Waning Rift to get another silence to try to deal with the Juggernaut perhaps.
Could be. I mean, a puck would quite work out, yeah. But coming back to your idea of the second support, a Zeus would make a lot of sense. It is situational to a team, though, as you did quite rightly say. I thought the Earthshaker was Skywrath Earthshaker. It's just a combo I have seen so many times in terms of lockdown and control. It's got a good amount of damage behind it as well. And instead, we're going to see the Troll Warlord, which to me seems more of a deny pick. They pick it up because they didn't ban it and they don't want Bursters having it. Troll Juggernaut is stupidly powerful as well, so. There's no real synergy right now between Ice's draft, but a Troll Warlord for their mid lane certainly will help out in the sense of the enemy aren't getting it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like you said, Troll and Jugger would have been absolutely massive, especially if Juggernaut at any point in the game would go for a Basher or a Abyssal Blade. Would be just so many bashes. I mean, Juggernaut attacks fast as it is already, especially
Hmm.
since most Juggernauts do tend to build that Mask of Madness also. But of course, not available for them, and now I I'm almost positive it's not gonna happen, but I'm kind of hoping for an IO Tiny for Ice. Just because I've seen it only once, but Aghanim Scepter Tiny with Battle Trance, it's freaking out of this world.
Yeah, it is one thing to see, but we do get another, in some ways, deny pick for the lineup of verses this time. They'll pick up the Zeus, so there'll be no Skyrath Zeus combo. Zeus Crystal Maiden does make some sense. I mean, the mana pool, the mana regen from the CM is quite nice for the Zeus, especially if this is a 4-roll Zeus. But if this is a mid Zeus, which it might actually be, mid Zeus versus mid Troll Warlord, favors the Zeus. There's your Earthshaker. I was right. My predictions are on track.
So both sides going for kind of standard combinations for the time being. Just Crystal Maiden Jugger for one side, Earthshaker Skyrath Mage for the other. Of course, Earthshaker suddenly, if it's a Zeus mid, it's gonna be have to just extremely careful at all times. One Fisher into ranged whirling access, Troll getting close, melee whirling access, and Zeus, not a really fast hero on his feet, not the greatest movement speed, so Burster, maybe Crystal Maiden is gonna be close by with like a Crystal Nova or Frostbite or something like that, but Burster now picking up a Necrophos.
Oh, yes.
Does
I
this mean
love
a Zeus support, or is it like Necrophos offlane, or Burster running an aggressive trident of sorts? What's gonna happen?
Okay. There are two ways I can do this. Necrolite mid, or it happens on occasion, and I've seen Secret do this, they go Necrolite aggressive, but they need an IO to make that happen. So if we see an IO, expect it to be aggressive Necrophos IO duo, because you cannot kill that combo, as proven by Kuro and Papi. However, if this is a Necrophos mid versus the Troll Warlord, then we have Roaming Zeus, Crystal Maiden, Juggernaut bot, and we're looking for an offlane hero. It's just how it's going to play out. But either way, Necrolite, I love this hero. I cannot stress that enough. What other heroes do you know that increase your enemy respawn by 30 seconds when you kill them with the scythe, or completely eliminate the ability to buy back with the axe? It's such a huge potential item and hero. The potential of it is just astronomical.
Yeah, and together with the burst of a Zeus, as well as the Omnislash being there, getting one hero low enough shouldn't be an issue for them. Of course, Omnislash maybe not as reliable depending on how many units are close by, but even so, just the success rate of a Reaper Scythe later on in the game when there's actually like a fully fledged 5-on-5 team fight, I'd say it's pretty damn high as Ice. Going for a Shadow Fiend as their last one, I mean, I think they're expecting the Zeus not to be mid lane from this. Not
Yeah.
entirely sure, but otherwise, if it would be Zeus versus Shadowfiend mid lane, would Shadowfiend even care that much?
Not really. I mean, as soon as the Shadow Fiend just gets a few souls, he's happy. But if it's going to be a Shadow Fiend versus Necrolite, then it's going to be, again, advantage Shadow Fiend if Shadow Fiend can get a few last hits to take off. I mean, Shadow Fiend is just one of those heroes. In the mid lane, he is a monster. This is going to be a very good game, and hell, I'm actually expecting it to be fight heavy as we get an Invoker as our final pick. Goodbye everything I thought about the lanes. Mid, Invoker versus Shadow Fiend. Classic matchup. Again, this is Dota 1. Welcome to Dota 1, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I think Shadowfiend should be rather fine in that lane, unless Burster come in with the rotations, but kind of expecting Team Ice to have the Earthshaker just in his own jungle, stacking, being close by to the mid lane if need be, depending on where Burster supports are. If they have taps on them with wards or something, Earthshaker can go back into the lane, try to kill off the enemy offlaner. Or we might even have just a full-on tri-lane versus tri-lane action going on in this game.
It's a possibility, actually, considering we're going to be looking at a tri-lane Earthshaker Troll Skywrath mage. I got to admit, the only hero that I question with Ice's draft right now is the Tidehunter in some respects, because you've already got your Earthshaker for initiation. You're going to be running a double Blink Dagger heavy kind of style, so you've got two initiators, maybe counter-initiate with one and initiate with the other, but you could fit this, you could take away the Tidehunter and pick up a Clockwork and gain a lot more power.
It's arguable, because Tidehunter's Ravage still beats a Clockwork Hookshot in most cases, or at least has the potential to do so. Then again, Hookshot, lower cooldown, cogs can mess up the fights.
Yeah, the cogs. It's 8 seconds of positional disruption at level 4. That's huge. It can completely cut a team fight in half. And the fact that it'll lock down whatever target is caught by said cogs for the Skywrath Mage and the Mystic Flare.
It definitely would have forced Bursters to just go into 4 staffs. But then again, Tidehunter was the first pick, so they had no idea what's going to come for the Burster, of course. Otherwise, if the Tidehunter would have been last pick, I think I have to agree with you, Clockwork might have been the better choice here. Especially cogs into Mystic Flare, man, easiest setup of your life.
And you can interrupt a lot of the cast points on Burster's lineup. And you can fight a bit better earlier on with, say a Clockwork than a Tide. Tide will just be a big fish that's going to absorb a lot of damage. But as it stands, we might be seeing a rune fight at level 1. This is quite a few heroes lurking, and they're all going for this top rune.
Yeah, going over the format is fast. Hopefully no action will ensue before that. 12:30, playing on the Invoker, leaving Aeon on the Juggernaut. Of course has the Blade Fury, he's gonna have to use it as well. Gets the Bounty Rune, Fisher does nothing to him, and well, chest is royally screwed, or is he? Yep, he's blocked in. We are Cat up on that Zeus, picks up First Blood. With Crazy playing the Crystal Maiden, and the last one for them is going to be Ian up on the Necrophos safe.
And of course, the flip side of that coin for the Bursters, we've got B-Boy playing the Earthshaker that just cost his Shadow Fiend his life. There was a block by him, which really didn't pan out. We got PPRZ handling that Troll Warlord. Over up on the Skywrath Mage, we have CLE, or Klee, however you wish to pronounce said name. Over towards the mid lane, just in, unfortunately, the First Blood victim on the Shadow Fiend. And finally, rounding out the lineup for Ice, we've got JJT reprising his role from game number 1 as the Tidehunter.
Well, at the very least, Shadowfiend didn't have any souls before dying there, so couldn't lose any. I mean, that's pretty much no positive at all in the long run, but really nice start for Burster, especially considering that suddenly the support Zeus does have boots already, 600 gold as well. Might be going for a soul ring, might be going for a bottle, we shall see. Or never mind, it's not a support Zeus, it's an offlane Zeus instead, but even then, having boots, having a little bit of excess gold, not gonna be too shabby at all for him.
You just actually made me face palm for the first time casting with you, by the way. How the fact that Shadow Fiend has 0 souls is an upside to dying. What the hell are you on, Coucher?
Man, I'm an optimist, man. Got to look on the bright side of everything.
I suppose this is why we work well together, with me and my pessimistic nature.
Yeah, there's got to be a just right balance, but what do you think of this just raw Juggernaut support here?
Well, a Juggernaut support, when you combine it up with a Crystal Maiden, can do quite a bit of work. I mean, the damage from the Blade Fury, combined with the I believe it's not Freezing Field, what's the spell name? The Frostbite. No, the Frostbite. It locks a hero down and just does quite a bit of damage to that. So I could see it working. I've seen it a couple of times in the past, but it's rare. It's it's a pocket strategy more than anything. And he can clear jungle camps, so he can jungle and get experience there. He's got a healing ward to help him out in terms of jungling. And this gives you 3 solo lanes, of which all of them are going to get a reasonable amount, maybe with the exception of the Zeus. But Zeus wants levels more than anything, not items per se.
Yeah, and funny enough as well, last time around, Tidehunter in the first game faced, I do believe it was a Dazzle and the Slark, had a really great time. This time around, just being up against solo Necrophos, of course, there's a little bit of pulling involved by Burster as well, which is going to make the Tidehunter's life a little bit harder, but Necrophos in general, especially having gone for 2 points into that Heartstopper aura already, Tidehunter, it's just a bad lane for him, so, like you said, they're pretty much running 2 junglers, 3, well, maybe not the strongest solo lanes, because Zeus off lane, so-so, but looks like Ice. They're on the move now. Skyriff Mage as well as the Earthshaker level 2 on both. So last game, definitely support duo and support roaming is what kind of won them the game, I think. We'll see if that's going to be the case this time.
We will. But on that note, I suppose we should get the other formality out of the way, as Necrolite takes a lot of damage. Ian getting forced into the tree line. He's got to be very careful with his life. Sunstrike's going to drop, but it's going to connect as well onto the Tidehunter. I was looking at the Necrolite there, thinking, "Oh, where's this going?" Of course, wrong team. But nonetheless, let's get the other formality out of the way: the betting.
Come on, Bertha, they're 2-0 ahead. It's going well for them, and Juggernaut is farming fairly fast. Level 2 healing ward even. Didn't go for Blade Dance, thought the healing ward might be left as level 1, but...
So you're going to
I'm going to go for Ice. Screw it, man. I'm going to go for Ice.
Okay. I see what this is here. I was thinking you would bet on Versus. My money's actually going on Ice, and I'll give you the logic for this reason. We saw Justin, unfortunately, have a very rough start. However, he's now 23-11 at 4 minutes on Shadow Fiend. He is always going to be max soul capped if he last hits like this. He's last hitting like a king. Justin is going to be a driving force in this game, and this Shadow Fiend will make or break things. This is going to be the hero to watch in my mind. As JJT gets caught, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Ian does get a Death Pulse off, but that's not going to be enough to finish it. Sunstrike, however, might. Do we have one? Oh, I don't think we're going to get a Sunstrike.
Man, a little bit disappointing, but already had one Sunstrike kill, and actually, thanks to that Sunstrike kill, Invoker now up to 1.2k gold, so probably a Hand of Midas, which is so common for Exort Invokers. In the meantime, Necrophos does finish up his power trace, has the Magic Stick also, but Ice, to be honest, late game it's kind of so-so, because if the Necrophos has an Aghanims, it is always a curveball, just whenever they're playing, because one hero might get completely shut down, no buyback. Other than that though, possibly double Ravage, Echo Slams, Troll and a Shadow Fiend together. It just massive amounts of damage as top lane Zeus. He's gonna get blocked off. Whirling Axes don't connect though, so he might be able to just completely run away from this. Maybe another Fisher will be there in 6 seconds. Bearcat, come on, is he really gonna outrun them? Never mind. There's gonna be a Scarf Mage concussive shot, and that will be the end of him.
Yeah, this is still 4 heroes, and a kill for Justin, I suppose, but 4 heroes just mindlessly chasing like that. Well, not so much mindlessly, but that's quite a bit of free experience for everyone else on the map to have those 4 heroes all chasing one.
Oh man, I have to agree with you. Just 4 heroes waiting their time there, kind of. So, nicely done by the Zeus. Maybe Troll should have waited a tad longer for the Whirling Axis, because I think he's a little bit faster than the Zeus. Yes, he is, so could have just kept the melee form, get the extra movement speed, run a little bit closer, get guaranteed Whirling Axis, but even so, nice kill nonetheless, Zeus. At the moment, almost level 5, and facing such a lane, I would have expected the Zeus to struggle a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, I would probably have imagined him to struggle quite a bit more than this, to be honest. Then again, he does now have level 5, so he's done better than okay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I was expecting him to die a hell of a lot more, but the Fisher does come in now.
Now comes the death. We were waiting for this. And the last hit taken by B-Boy. That backhand hit by the Earthshaker. Still, 2 plays 2 now, and this game, as I say, it should be fairly close if they can get Justin under control as well. Cold Snap's just going to force him off the tower, but I look at the Shadow Fiend, he's already got full treads, he's got 500 gold in the bank, as well as, of course, a Wraith Band, so he's going to be sitting quite pretty, and I'm wondering if we're not going to see the Yules built here, as there's the Gush starting on 1230. raises, not going to be enough, especially with that Ghost Walker. Now comes the TP reactions. The Zeus dropping the lightning bolts, but he doesn't have enough control here. They didn't get on target fast enough, and that's the downside of the Crystal Maiden being the second one to get in instead of the first.
So, for the Invokers in general, how much does it actually hurt his power output, having to go for that 1.2 X to have the Ghost Walk?
His power output, it's not going to affect that much, considering at this point you would need to get that second point into Wex, because you can't just keep dropping points into Exhort. You can't physically do that. So generally you'd go for the point in Wex, which is more control than actual damage. The point in... sorry, not Quas. I mean, not Wex, I mean Quas.
Top lane, another Fisher. Once again gets caught. A few more right clicks. Does get off a Lightning Bolt at the very least, but Silence on Crystal Maiden prevented him from getting any single spells off. But Reaper Scythe doesn't secure the kill. Invoker Sunstrike does get it in the end, but no extra 30 seconds of respawn time. As B-Boy maybe gonna be able to outrun with Justin coming in to help. Definitely Crystal Maiden. Raze, first one misses. There's the Frostbite. Chaos Meteor to follow, and Justin now, he is gonna be screwed. Well, that Shadow Fiend looked like he had no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, he got completely blindsided there. What I was saying with the Invoker, coming back to that for a second, was the point in Wex doesn't actually reduce his damage, it increases it. You get access to Deafening Blast with all of those points into Exhort. It hurts like a truck.
It definitely can do so, and looks like so far kills rather even. Looking at the farm levels though, Shadow Fiend as to be expected #1, but Necrophos, he is really nipping at his heels. So only about a 100 difference, and with this last hit, suddenly Necrophos, he takes over. Invoker #2 quite comfortably so, and with that Hand of Midas means that don't think he's gonna go anywhere from that #2 position as Tidehunter. They do get the kill on the Juggernaut bottom lane.
Top lane, ooh, Axis Throne. PPLC is not going to be able to chase this and commit to it though. However, Zeus hiding in the tree line. They could actually look to make a play on PPRZ here as he just throws the lightning bolts to harass.
So, both teams having 4 kills each. Juggernaut, what's his farm at? He has more farm than an offlane Tidehunter. Has the level 6, so Omnislash is ready for him. Not doing all that bad considering he was fully jungling, although we might have another kill. Does get off the Blade Fury before the Ancient Seal though, so he's gonna be fine for now. Tidehunter though, he really wants this, he wants it bad. Omnislash though, God almost gets the kill, but there's the silence. One more right click, not gonna be enough. Fisher does block it, then TP out from the Tidehunter. Zeus, random. Oh god, that was a tad too late. They're gonna leave B-Boy to die. Crystal Nova is there as well. One more Lightning Bolt I think is gonna be enough to get the kill. But this Tide, man, he kind of lucky to survive there.
Very lucky to survive there, I think is the way of putting it. He should be dead by all intent and purpose. However, Cat decided to throw the lightning bolt down this side because he thought he'd tunnel through the trees. Not quite the case this time, but top lane, Ian taking all of the damage from PPRZ. Battle Trance as well. This is a very bad way for him to be, especially with those razors dropping. Throws the Reaper Scythe to try to do something, but just can't get the follow-up. The Zeus ult, I believe, was popped as well there, and it just not enough. Especially when you got Justin. Look how big Justin is. And he does pick up the Staff of Wizardry as well, so this is going to be a Yules for the Shadow Fiend to boot.
Yeah, it's just a trending item build. Yules, possibly a Blink Dagger afterwards as well. If at any point in the game you get one hero close by, well, any hero that is not a Juggernaut, you're going to be able to blow them up.
Even a Juggernaut. It goes through.
He's probably going to get the Blade Fury though.
Possibly.
Well,
but
let's say it's possible to even get a Juggernaut, but any other hero just could be an easy kill. Necrophos though does pick up a mech now, so it's gonna make things a little bit better for their team. But Ice definitely just striking back, and Shadowfiend and Necrophos, they were literally neck and neck with net worth. Suddenly Justin about 1k ahead after that one kill on Necro.
Oh, Have you actually personally tried the Shadowfiend build, by the way, with the US?
Nope.
You have no idea how satisfying it is. I played it last night. It is so satisfying to one-shot someone.
Man, it's satisfying for you and probably complete just I'm gonna smash my keyboard and rage to the guy who gets it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, well, at least with the Invoker it's a little bit harder to maybe do, but then again, maybe not as much, but Yule Scepter into Sunstrike Chaos Meteor.
Yeah, that one annoys me. That one always does, but in the meantime, JJT taking some harass from the Crystal Maiden. could be looking for an Omni Slash. We do have one available, so we could look for rotation in from our friendly neighborhood Juggernaut, but he's going to continue jungling for now. He almost has his full Mask of Madness.
So tight. Still quite a ways away from that Blink Dagger. Oh, Fisher does come out. Gush was already used. Mystic Flare to follow. Concussive Shot. It had too late. There's the Ancient Seal. Will the Arcane Bolt do enough? Oh god, one right click.
Justin as well.
Range, man.
Justin in a lot of trouble. He's trying to fight versus the Zeus. Requiem! Winds up, gets one.
Wow.
Almost wipes out two. Holy hell.
That... Oh, bottom lane. Never mind. Juggernaut. Fisher, it blocks his pathing. They still have the Ravage as well. Ancient Seal to follow. No Omni Slash is there. They're gonna pop the Ravage. Mech does come out from Necro though, and Omni Slash, nope, not gonna use it for some reason. Don't know why he hesitated. There were a lot of targets, so might not have gotten a single kill, but...
He was mid-animation of casting it.
Man, but that Requiem of Souls, it was so funny as well because he finished casting it like a millisecond before he died, so it was double Requiem just straight out after each other.
I actually have a feeling instead of throwing the Crystal Maiden into the air, if he would have done that to the Invoker and got a millimeter closer, he would have had the double, I believe. Because the Crystal Maiden would do less damage than the Invoker would. Still, a very nice combo there. And Requiem is just one of those spells that I love seeing when I'm casting. It's Requiem and
was
Black
the Frostbite used before that?
Yes, it was.
Okay, then yes. But man, still, he does bring one down with him. I mean, a death never gonna be nice for you, but at least they got one in return, and now pushing the tier 1. There's a glyph available if need be, and the Invoker being close by. Not gonna be able to finish it up, but there's already a 4-step Invoker. Has some pretty impressive farm on himself as well, I have to say. But the funny thing is that Zeus was the offlane. Juggernaut does have more farm, so for all intents and purposes, we can treat this Zeus as a support and the Juggernaut as he would have been an offlaner farm-wise. Because then it's still rather even across the board, isn't it? Only about a 1700 net per fleet for Ice XP, about 1k, so not a huge advantage at all. Although Thailander, with this stack, gonna finish up his mech if he can just clean it up.
Yeah, this should be an easy cleanup for him if he can just keep anchor smashing, which he will. It's a fairly even game as it still stands. This could still go any way, and well, as I said during the draft, we're going to be in for a good show, and I reckon the action will pick up in this game. I doubt we're going to be in for a massively farm-heavy game. We're just waiting for a few more minutes, get maybe 1 or 2 core items up, and then, well, we could devolve into one of those brawl-style games, especially with a Shadow Fiend on the board.
Oh god, B-Boy might even be in some trouble if there's even one stun. Crystal Nova first. They do have the Omni Slash. Ancient Seal into the... Well, okay, he Ancient Sealed up the Crystal Maiden. Not entirely sure. Probably thought the Juggernaut's a little bit scarier running at them like that, but in the end, it's fine.
It's a patented run at them strategy. It scares everyone. But part of me wonders now, we have all of these items for bursters coming up. Where do we stand with Ice? How far are we away from the Blink Dagger on B-Boy, for instance? That's going to be one of the game breakers for Ice. And he needs about 1,100 gold, and then he actually has that Blink. So he's not too far off himself. He's done fairly well, considering he's been hard support Earthshaker in this case.
Yeah, and they've only gotten one tier 1 down also, so if they get the mid tier 1, which pretty low for now, isn't in high range, and Troll is not gonna hang around, or is he? He's gonna come back in, last it for it. Oh god, you let a Zeus deny it out from you. What, dude? What? That's not acceptable. As bottom lane Necrophos does lose his life. Ravage even came out. That was completely unnecessary to get the kill, but did stop Crystal Maiden for a little while, although still wants to keep on going. Will turn around in the end.
Well, as it stands, very heavy use of spells, a very liberal use of spells from Ice. As you say, a tad overkill, but in the end, there is no such thing as overkill. We just get to see more blood.
Well, pretty much the Ravage came out as the hero dropped dead.
I know. This Ravage could actually have been used right now, considering if we take a look... Yeah, in comes Ian. That's going to be an easy double for him. Blade Fury as well should clean up the Skywrath Mage. Yep, we'll do so. This is nasty. If they had the Ravage then, they could maybe have took a better fight.
Yeah, at the moment as well, the Cold Snap also managed to connect up on the Skywrath Mage. Cold Snap, pretty long range ability to be honest. And Cold Snap with Blade Fury, man, just so much Cold Snap. You're gonna get procced all the time. And now Mask of Madness is finished on Ayun as well on the Juggernaut. So not doing all that bad. That was a level 1 Omni Slash though. Level 2 would have been just easy kills without having to chase them down. But there is some kind of grouping up from Burster, and to be honest, this grouping, unless they get the tower from this, it's gonna hurt them a little bit, just because they're not farming the other lanes at the same time.
Yeah, I can agree with that. They need to be farming the other lanes, especially this top lane. This top lane is a lot of gold just doing nothing right now. I mean, talk about the wasted potential of the map. They're not using the map to its fullest, considering. Hell, no one bottom lane either, and JJT's just got control. Mid lane.
Blink, Cold Snap, Mystic Flare is used completely with, but at least zones the supports by a tiny bit there. But what do you think of this Invoker item build?
Let's take a look, shall we? Force Staff, Blink Dagger. He's gone for mobility. Now, I can get behind something like this. A highly mobile Invoker, if he can spam out all of the spells, is absolutely a joy to watch. I've seen Dendi do it on occasion. Hell, I've seen Dendi do this exact build with a Rubik before in the mid lane, back at TI2. But high mobility on a hero like Invoker, yes, by all means. He's not exactly the fastest hero around. He could go for the options of, say, Orchid or something along that line, but it's not really what they need in this case. They need to move around and play around the enemy heroes of Ice and not engage them directly. What happens if they engage Ice directly? They'll either go straight onto the Tide and kill him, get counter-initiated by the Troll, the Earthshaker, and the Shadow Fiend, or they'll engage on the Earthshaker to try to take Echo Slam off the board, and they'll get ravaged. Neither is a good option. They have to play around, get pick-offs, try to split push. But that's not really accomplishing enough right now.
Well, if you want to split push though, wouldn't a Necrobook have been a little bit better?
In some ways, yes. I'll say a Necrobook would have been better, but this kind of mobility will give them the option to engage, as we might see here, engage with more force. Take out, say, a key hero and then look to clean up everyone else. With a Necrobook split push, yes, is nice, but Necrobook into straight brawl fights against this lineup, actually I could see working to an extent, but not as much as would be necessary, if that makes sense.
Well, I guess they are up against an Earthshaker, so
yeah.
there's that. Of course, Earthshaker pretty much would die to the Necro Warrior damage himself. But at the moment, speaking of this Earthshaker, he is only 240 gold away from his Blink Dagger. Definitely does not want to die at this point in time. But everybody's just farming up, waiting for the next items. SNY finished up on the Troll Warlord. Is this Roshan time? Does have the lifesteal, does have an Alpha Wolf for additional damage, and should easily be able to solo it.
With an easy Roshan, yeah, I completely agree. This should be a solo by PPRC. No steal this time, however, from the Ice lineup. As you know, it was Bursters that stole it last time, wasn't it? Never mind.
Yes, it was the Queen of Pain jumping
in.
Just getting the Roshan lasted and the Aegis. Oh god, Juggernaut! God. Is he gonna get Ancient sealed up? Yes, he is! Fisher does miss though, so no stun. Mystic Flare though will be plenty to get the kill. Oh
very
god,
clean
poor
kill.
Chugger.
Very clean kill, that was perfectly done. And Bursters...
there's an Invis rune for Troll.
Oh god. Oh god, Bursters could be in a lot of trouble.
B-Boy gets his Blink also with that kill. So they get Roshan, they get the Chugger kill, they get the Blink on Earthshaker. I'd say a pretty good minute for Ice.
Yeah, I could see that. If they can maintain kind of momentum as well, then Ice are going to be able to work greatly towards these tier 2s. They need that momentum though. Thing is, where's the rotation going to come from? We could go mid lane and just look for that tower force, but bot lane has creep momentum already. Jestin is here pushing it in. BKB's now done as well. This is sort of Jestin's prime time to
Look
fight.
at where the Troll is! Just
the hell?
and the funny thing, he's carrying his Alpha Wolf with him as well. Just, okay, this Alpha Wolf, totally not suspicious, guys. Don't relax. He might get the Crystal Maiden, or they could get Necrophos slowed down, silenced up as well with the Mystic Flare. Well, I guess it works out in the just bigger picture, and that's also a tier 2 down. And 40 seconds without the Necrophos.
Yeah, 40 seconds with no Necrolite to heal up the team. This is going to hurt. Hell, this could be a tier 3. Ice are just forcing these fights very, very tactically, and it's perfect. This is exactly what we needed to see. Still, who's going to start the fight off for the Bursters? If they just sit and try to siege from long range, it's not going to work. In comes the Meatball. Not going to catch anyone, though. And
oh, he got the Alpha Wolf, man. That's huge.
Really? Really? You really think
it does give a lot of damage.
Jestin frozen up? but they're going to lose the tier 3, and now, well, 1230 gets caught by the slows, but can't be stopped with that 4 stuff.
And I think
This could be easy racks, but in comes Ian, trying to bring down PPRZ, forcing the Aegis, but now where's the rest of the team? Blink in from JJT, perhaps? Yes, there will be. Ravage goes flying, but the blink away by the Invoker's going to buy some time. Requiem, not a Requiem, that's a Death Pulse. That's not good. They lose the Shadow Fiend very quickly, and now in comes the counter initiation. Earthshaker gets the Echo, brings down the Zeus. But still, everyone forced back. Ian now using the Death Pulse, forcing the fights. If he can get B-Boy, that's going to help, but that slow will keep him outside of that aura. And with the JJT coming forward, being able to finish off the Invoker, this is going to certainly help, but with the freezing field there, they'll lose the Tidehunter, and now you've got Ian trying to chase Klee, but Klee should be safe. There's no way Klee is going to fall to this Necrolite in this case.
So I'd call that a pretty huge success of a defense, because Ice, they lost all 3 core heroes. I mean, I guess Burster lost 2 as well, but even so, they saved their axe, and that Aegis, first of all, a little bit careless with his positioning and the usage of the Aegis. Nice burst damage coming out from Burster as well. Ravage didn't only hit on the Zeus, by the way, and while the Ravage happened, Juggernaut just came in long way around from the other side of the racks and just Omni Slash down the Shadow Fiend.
I wouldn't say it would be a waste of an Aegis. What the goal was there was to try to force them to deal with the Troll, which they did. They killed the Troll. This baited them in. That was the perfect setup for the Ravage. Ravage only connected on 2 total. It didn't hit the Invoker because he 4-staffed out, which was, he blink daggered out from that one, which was really good play. And this is why I like this kind of mobility up against, say, a lineup like Ice's. But with the Invoker alive, they could then come in, force them back, the Meatball, the Sunstrike, all of the damage possible from the Invoker, plus Ian. It's just too much for Ice to take head on, it seems, which surprises me greatly considering this was a jungle Jug, and he's just got Mask of Madness Basher, flat.
Yeah, he's been having decent-ish farm for quite some time already, and still has just about as much as the Tidehunter does, but just the Omni Slash, it is that strong of an ability, especially should all the bounces target only one hero. I mean, BKB and Shadow Fiend, it won't help anything, of course, didn't even use it for the last fight, and even if he had, Omni Slash would have still killed you, so nice that he has the 10-second one, but now, Eagle Song finished, so Butterfly not that far off, and of course this Eagle Song by itself, it just gave him bonus 4 armor, which is going to be just brilliant up against Jugger.
Yeah, it's going to help out quite nicely, and 4 armor is not to be sniffed at. It's effectively, well, it's slightly less than a Chainmail, which still is a good amount of armor.
And looks like Ice, they're ready to just go again. They do have a double damage, it's gonna wear off by the time they breach high ground or reach high ground. Then again, they do have the Ravage once again, also. This time around...
Coucher. It's not a double damage. DAC logic here, it's the Rune of Many Winds.
Oh, okay. Rune of Many Winds.
Did you not see it called that?
I did.
I did. They're going to march in after the Rune of Many Winds has expired. Questionable choice, but they're just going to go for the siege with the Battle Trance. Fortification popped. Can they defend this? I'm not sure they can. Thinking about committing the Thunder Gods, it's going to be a hard one. Thunder Gods force. Now in comes Ian. Yules onto the Shadow Fiend. Earthshaker. Echo Slam to go. Requiem winds up. Knocks everyone down, but where's the rest of the damage? They bring down the Necrolite. No one else yet. Troll Warlord getting in, bringing down that Zeus. Now in comes the Freezing Field, doing what they can. Meatball as well. Completely airballs though. Skywrath comes forward, looking to bring down the Crystal Maiden. Will successfully do so in combination with PPRZ. PPRZ on the double, now looking for the triple. Gets the triple. Now trying to trade with Ian, though. And this couldn't be a very easy fight, considering how powerful Jug has been this game. But they're going to disengage after getting that melee Rax, which is going to be pretty damn good. Or are they disengaging? No, they're going to come back in. They're going for 12:30. He drops the Deafening Blast, trying to buy some time, and will successfully save his own life. But they'll hang around, get the Ranger X, and now they choose to disengage. They don't want to mess around with this any further, and I don't blame them.
Man, this troll pretty much soloed the fight, almost. Echo Slam was pretty decent, though. Did only connect on heroes, so didn't do the most amount of damage, but at least it disrupted Burster for long enough. Ravage, though, a complete airball. Probably got damaged by just something randomly. Maybe thought that the Blink there is already off cooldown after the Thunder God draft and not entirely sure what damaged him or if he just didn't use the Blink before Ravage, but complete whiff. Juggernaut though did get the Omni Slash but couldn't get it solo onto the Shadow Fiend. Had he gotten it at the time where Shadow Fiend Yule set it up before the start of the fight, it would have been a solo kill. I don't think anybody else would have been close enough. But nice use scepter usage, nice reactions by the Shadow Fiend. Does save him for a little bit. And Troll, he was just behind the racks, zoning out like 3 heroes.
Yeah, this is the strength of the Troll. The Troll is absolutely sick.
That was without the BKB. Like, how the hell did he do that and survive?
Aggressive use of Battle Trance. Get in the enemy space with Battle Trance. They have to move back. If they try to stand and fight a Troll while he's in Battle Trance, they're going to get bash locked. You just can't fight that. And now he's got that BKB, so he's an even greater threat now.
Yeah, and Butterfly also finished up on Shadow Fiend. I mean, being 1 Rex behind, it's just... I'm not too sure if Busters have the kind of lineup to fight back from this.
It's possible, and it's possible for one reason and one reason only. They've got a Necrolite. This Necrolite can lock out a hero for long enough. If he gets an Aghanims, it will be better, and I'm hoping he does at some point.
Will he get an Aghanims, though?
He is very poor right now. Still, I do wonder what the next stage of the game plan is for Bursters.
I mean, pickoffs definitely would be the best way to approach this, but Ice, they're just not giving those opportunities. They're grouping up as 5, they're like, yeah, we just took 1 Rex, we have Ravage once again, why just not take another?
No,
or
I
maybe take Roshan first, play it extremely safe, but... Well, TP's coming out, Blade Fury, TP out from Juggernaut, nothing to stop it, of course. So, from Ice, does anybody build Abyssal Blade just for fun, or...?
If they wanted an Abyssal, no, they actually can't go for an Abyssal. Troll already has a bash.
Shadow Fiend Abyssal, man. Go Tide Abyssal, who cares about Refresher, man? For Wuss. For Wuss.
I can't think of a single time I have ever seen a Shadow Fiend build Abyssal Blade in pro games. Ever. Hell, I don't think I've ever seen it in any of my games either. That would be certainly something.
There was like a first... Oh, they're gonna get the Champ on Invoker. He's so damn low. They do get the slows and the disables on the Troll. Doesn't want to use his BKB because wants to save that for after the Aegis if need be. But still forcing out the BKB on Necrophos is pretty damn huge in its own right. Use up to the use on Shadow Fiend. Does he pop his BKB now? Yes, he does. Requiem of Souls. They're gonna blow up the Zeus if nobody else. Jugger should be able to escape. So Shadow Fiend, no BKB, but Zeus is down and that is a lot of burst damage gone with him.
Yeah, they take the Zeus off the equation, takes away the Finger of Death. Sorry, not Finger of Death, Thunder God's Wrath. Too much lying lately. They take away the Thunder God's Wrath, but now, well, the Invoker trying to mess around with this throws a Cold Snap, but they can't really do anything right now. They're going to have to force a fight. The Invoker's going to buy as much time as possible. Meatball, Deafening Blast, doing what he can, but look at this Shadow Fiend just eat the tower. Hell, not even the Shadow Fiend, the Troll Warlord going nuts. Now in comes the Ravage. Earthshaker, Echo Slam to commit as well. Everyone melts. The Bursters get burst.
Oh, that was without the Mystic Flare, which was just now used to do absolutely 0 damage on Crystal Maiden, but Crystal Maiden will lose his life. Zeus cancel this TP, man. They needed the Zeus burst, but even if they kill Troll, it just has an Aegis to come back, and all of it was still with a 10-second BKB ready for Troll if need be.
That was an absolutely nuts engagement from Ice. That couldn't have been better for them. Full second set of racks. Now they're going for the third. This has to be game. There's no buybacks at all from Bursters. This is at least 25 seconds without another hero even being remotely alive.
Well, what can I say, man? Ice, pretty damn convincing. Just serious for them. This game even more so than game number 1.
This is just a strong show of force, and I actually look forward to casting Ice in the future. They have impressed me with these two series, this 2-game series.
Yeah, it's also the drafts, just nice synergy, well executed, and they're really playing well as a team.
Yeah, it's the thing to note about them, and certainly in the JDL, this is going to be a team to watch. I'll say it right now, I would be very surprised if they don't win their division. And Ian just going to get hacked to pieces. This is just a show of force.
I do believe they're in the same group as is Execration, so maybe not going to be as easy, but Execration been pretty damn shaky in the recent past, so maybe, but definitely, man, I'm looking forward to it as well. I had no idea what to expect from them, but not too shabby at all.
Yeah, this is going to be a interesting one to watch. As the fountain starts to fall, well, yeah, there's not really else much to say. GG, well played, and congratulations, Ice, win the 2-game series.
really well done by them. They're just trying to go for as many kills as they can, but looks like they won't get a single one, losing their own life instead. But guys, with this, it will conclude the broadcast for us for now at the very least. Somebody might be back at 21 CT with a couple of European Division games. We shall see about that. But no idea what's going to come out next for us. But for now, at the least, for us too, I believe, it's going to be it. So just a few songs to finish the stream. Thank you a hell of a lot for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast, both the casting as well as the games themselves. If you did, you can follow HeflaTV for more content as always. It's HeflaTV on both Facebook and Twitter. For the casters, at Coucher for me, at Mr_Blackadder for my co-caster. Also do purchase the jDL or join Dota League Season 5 ticket if you want to watch those games in Dota TV to increase the prize pool and whatnot. But Black, any last words?
Well, as I say, roll on more games from Ice. They'll be very fun to watch. But other than that, enjoy your evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Enjoy your evening, like Black said. And with this, a few songs to finish the stream and have a good one.